power, wealth, and political order. You can adjust the language according to your preference. Choose the program that suits your needs from the playlist. Customize the subtitle position on your laptop, and adjust the video speed with the slider to suit your needs and comfort. Let's grow together through your subscribe and like on this video.
A healthy political system allows criticism. It allows disagreement. It allows correction. Governments that listen to their citizens grow stronger. Governments that ignore their citizens grow weaker. Public responsibility does not belong only to leaders. It belongs to citizens as well. Every citizen participates in the political system, whether actively or passively. Paying taxes is political participation. Voting is political participation. Following the laws is political participation. Even speaking about political issues is participation. Democracy is not something that exists automatically. It exists because citizens maintain it through daily responsibility. When citizens stop caring, democracy weakens. When citizens stay informed, democracy strengthens. Education plays a critical role in this process. Education gives citizens the ability to understand political reality. It allows them to recognize truth, identify misinformation, and make rational decisions. Without education, citizens can be manipulated. With education, citizens become powerful. This is why schools, universities, and public information systems are essential to political stability. Around the world, institutions such as the United Nations emphasize the importance of education, equality, and economic stability as foundations of peaceful political systems. Peace is not created by accident. It is created by fair systems, responsible leadership, and informed citizens. Economic systems, political systems, and social systems are not separate. They are connected. When one fails, the others begin to weaken. When one improves, the others begin to strengthen. This is the true structure of political civilization. Conflict is a natural part of political life. Wherever people gather, differences will appear. Differences in belief, differences in values, differences in priorities. These differences do not destroy democracy. In fact, they define it. A political system without opposition is not strong. It is fragile. Opposition serves as a mirror to leadership. It reflects mistakes. It questions decisions. It challenges authority when necessary. Without opposition, power becomes comfortable. When power becomes too comfortable, it risks becoming careless. Democratic conflict must remain within rules and institutions. Debate replaces violence. Argument replaces force. Voting replaces domination. Throughout history, many nations have struggled to maintain this balance. Some have succeeded. Others have fallen into instability. Consider the history of the United States. Its political system has experienced intense polarization, economic crises, and social conflict. Yet, its institutional framework allowed elections, peaceful transitions of power, and legal reform. Or examine the transformation of Germany after the Second World War. From destruction and division, it rebuilt democratic institutions based on accountability and constitutional order. Political change does not happen overnight. It requires patience, negotiation, and compromise. Compromise is often misunderstood. Some see compromise as weakness. In reality, compromise is a sign of maturity. It recognizes that no single group owns the truth. When political actors refuse compromise, systems become rigid. Rigidity creates tension. Tension creates instability. However, change must remain peaceful. Violence weakens legitimacy. It replaces reason with fear. In modern societies, the media plays a decisive role in shaping conflict. News organizations frame narratives. Social media amplifies emotion. When information is accurate and responsible, citizens can think critically. When information is manipulated, division grows. This is why media responsibility is central to political health. Citizens must also practice responsibility. Emotional reactions may feel powerful, but long-term stability depends on rational thinking. Every citizen holds a share of political power. That power is expressed through voting, public discussion, civic engagement, and lawful protest. Democracy is not passive. It requires participation. Political change is not only the result of leaders, it is the result of collective action. When citizens demand accountability, institutions respond. When citizens withdraw, institutions weaken. The future of any nation depends not only on its leaders, but on the political maturity of its people. The future of democracy is not written in stone. It is written in human decisions. Every generation inherits political systems created by those before it. These systems carry strengths and weaknesses. They carry achievements and mistakes. The question is not whether political systems will change. Change is inevitable. The real question is whether change will strengthen democracy or weaken it. This outcome depends on human awareness. Awareness begins with understanding. Understanding begins with observation. When citizens observe political events carefully, they develop political intelligence. They begin to see patterns. They begin to recognize truth and manipulation. They learn to separate emotion from fact. Modern technology has transformed political communication. Information travels instantly across continents. A message created in one country can influence millions in another within seconds. This global political network connects humanity in ways never seen before. Organizations such as the United Nations exist to encourage cooperation between nations. Their mission reflects a simple idea. Peace is not automatic. Peace must be protected. Political stability depends on shared responsibility. Governments must act with accountability. Institutions must act with integrity. The media must act with honesty. Citizens must act with awareness. Each group forms part of a larger political structure. When one part weakens, the entire structure becomes vulnerable. Education plays a critical role in protecting democracy. When citizens understand political processes, they become less vulnerable to manipulation. They become active participants rather than passive observers. A passive population allows power to concentrate. An active population distributes power more evenly. Political maturity is not defined by agreement. It is defined by behavior. Mature citizens can disagree without hatred. They can debate without violence. They can lose elections without rejecting democracy itself. They understand that democracy is a long-term system, not a short-term victory. Political responsibility exists at every level. It exists in presidents, it exists in ministers, it exists in journalists, it exists in teachers, and it exists in ordinary citizens. No individual is politically powerless. Even small actions influence political culture. A conversation influences opinion. An opinion influences decisions. Decisions influence institutions. Institutions influence nations. And nations influence the world. Political systems are human creations. This means humans can improve them. Improvement begins with awareness. Awareness leads to responsibility. Responsibility leads to stability. Stability leads to progress. Progress leads to a better future. Democracy is not perfect. No human system is perfect. But democracy contains a unique strength. It allows correction without destruction. It allows reform without collapse. It allows peaceful change without violent revolution. The survival of democracy depends on citizens who understand its value. Not citizens who follow blindly, but citizens who think critically. Citizens who observe carefully. Citizens who act responsibly. Politics exists in everyday life. It exists in laws. It exists in institutions. It exists in conversations. And most importantly, it exists in people. The future of democracy is not decided by fate, it is decided by human choice. And that choice begins now.